So this is Michael Paskowitz, Public Engagement Coordinator with KESO, and I'm here with Wendy Harris, President and CEO of KESO. Recently, Wendy went with Beatriz to Bolivia and Honduras on field business. And here we're just looking through a few slides, and Wendy's going to provide sort of her commentary to us on her trip and her experience there, and some sort of comments on the different partners we have on the field. So we're just going to go. We're going to start off with one of the slides, and this slide is from a municipal land site in Honduras.
Thank you, Michael. So a couple of things that had a great impact on me from this particular client visit. The first was that prior to going to the landfill, we met with the two previous mayors of Santa Rosa de Copan, both of whom are still very involved in creating improvement and development in the community. This project, particularly on the landfill site, was under their management, and we spoke to them about a longer-term plan and relationship with KESO. So I like the fact that these individual assignments are developing into a longer-term project plan with the municipality. The effect or the impact of this assignment is quite moving, in that between the assignment on the landfill to create the landfill, not just improve it, create it, and the assignment at the water treatment plants, what ended up happening is the E. coli was reduced in the water to a point where their infant mortality rate decreased by 75%. So this is an assignment where our VAs go in, they institute these water and sanitation type measures, and there's a real impact to the communities and the people in the municipality. So this next slide is of a factory. It looks almost like a school, like you can see the kids playing basketball, but it's a factory that produces loofahs, so sort of cosmetic product. Our VAs contributed to this factory in a couple of major ways. The first was that they went in and helped set up the factory, and took into account that most of the factory workers, the employees, were young. In fact, school-age children or young people. So they instituted a program at the factory whereby these young people would come and work 5 days a week in the factory producing the loofahs. They'd come back to the factory on Saturday and Sunday and attend school. So although these young people needed to work to support their families, they were able to continue to get an education, create better opportunities for their futures and their future and their family's future. The second part has more to do with marketing of the loofahs, and the factory, we had VAs go in and institute a marketing plan, and now the factory is a supplier to a major U.S. cosmetics company. So you can see that helps aid in the sustainability of this sort of education/work impact. So this particular photograph, you can notice, you probably immediately say, why are we posing by 3 garbage cans? So the assignment had to do with garbage. This is a hotel that was built and positions itself in the market as a green hotel. So we've done several assignments here, more to come. The first, and why I had the picture taken, was that we had a volunteer advisor come in to implement a recycling program. So you can see all over the hotel, reduce, reuse, recycle. It's wonderful. The other aspect of it is that every item in the hotel, from artwork to furniture, is made by local companies out of local materials. So although the first sort of phase of our impact is to increase customer traffic in the hotel, which increases revenue from the hotel, there's a whole secondary impact that benefits the local artisans, tradespeople, and businesses around the hotel. So this picture is a mother and 5-year-old boy in a very rural, fairly remote community outside of La Paz, Bolivia. Our assignment in this community revolved around trout farming. So a big issue in this community, and one we'll see in a few minutes, is lack of proper nutrition. So their diet is made up of potatoes, quinoa, I think a little bit of cheese on a special occasion, and that's about it. Maybe a little fish, little fish. So they're not getting enough protein. So I look at this little boy, and it breaks my heart to think of him not getting proper nutrition as he grows. So in this particular community, there's a stream coming through the community, and our volunteer has gone in, an engineer, to assess and figure out how to block the stream to create a pond that will then be set up with trout. The community will be trained on how to care for and feed the trout. So again, a self-sustaining, renewable form of nutrition. The community can obviously use that for individual food for their families, but any extra that they are able to fish while maintaining the sustainability of the stock, they can take to market and sell, and then have the funds to maybe buy fresh fruit or clothes.
It's for their own health as well as creating a business for them.
Absolutely. It's health and livelihood. Absolutely. So this, we participated in a ceremony to pray for a good harvest. So they do it twice a year. So we were honored to participate in this ceremony. Here I am with the female leader of the community. There's always a male and female leader of the community, equal stature, authority, influence, all that kind of stuff. So a lovely, lovely woman. One thing that struck me, because I spoke to, there was probably 15 women in the room, I spoke to each one of them. Some, it was just a lovely greeting and good wishes and things like that. And there was an older woman who took my hand, and in the local dialect, so it was translated, said to me, "Your words are nice, your words are good, but don't forget about us." And I thought, my goodness, we had better be careful about the things we commit to our clients, and we better be ready to follow through. So this is a second community, a little ways away from the first one. Again, another trout-based project. This is on, the community is actually on Lake Titicaca, so the trout, it's not diverting a stream, it's setting up trout farms in the lake. So a little further on, there's a picture of Beatrice and I on a little rowboat. So they took us for a ride after we met with them, and the man rowing would get up every morning at 4:30 in the morning to row for an hour and a half to the spot where he could catch some fish and row back. So I'm pretty sure he exerted more calories than he was taking in by the day's catch. So it's really, for this community, the trout farming would be life-changing. We were invited to appear on the national morning show on television in Bolivia. So here we are in the TV studio, super early in the morning, no coffee, and we were interviewed by You can see the man on the left. On the right is Carlos Ramallo, our CR country representative in Bolivia. There's me and Beatriz Minoritz. We talked about Queso in general. We talked about Queso in Bolivia. It was a short interview, but by the time we got back to the office, about a 20-minute drive away, there were already phone calls and emails coming in of people interested and hoping that Queso volunteers can come and help them with their businesses or get their businesses off the ground. We were lucky to have the opportunity to meet the mayor of La Paz. So this is us meeting with the mayor, talking about the cooperation between Queso and the municipal government, and just both of us communicating our satisfaction and wish to continue a close partnership.
So that's the end of our slideshow here. But if you could just tell us maybe a summary of, how you felt about this, being out on the field and seeing these assignments come to fruition, and actually visiting some of the beneficiaries. How do you feel about that in terms of Queso's impact on the field?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's absolutely overwhelming. When you see the faces of the people that are impacted by the work we do, it is truly wonderful. And to hear the stories about the VAs and their passion and their commitment and how hard they work when they're there, it just drives home my knowledge that Queso is an absolutely unique, dynamic, needed organization, and our impacts around the world are long-lived and truly, truly value-added.
Great. Thanks so much, Wendy.
You're welcome.